This morning, a major tech CEO is sounding the alarm about the technology he's spearheading. Half of all entry-level, white-collar jobs could be wiped out by artificial intelligence within 5 years.
AI is going to replace 92 million jobs.
Looks different. It looks faster. It looks harder to adapt to. It's broader. The pace of progress.
What's up, financial hikes? I'm back. It's been a minute, but today's video, we're going to be going over AI replacing jobs. This should be interesting. This should be good. I'm not sure if you guys have been seeing the news, social media, but AI is becoming even more of a bigger topic again. And this time it's probably because of the way people are able to interact with it and also it taking jobs. So let's go ahead and go over some videos on TikTok, kind of just going over some of these so you guys kind of see what some of the regular people, maybe some experts are talking about, but also kind of share some of my advice as well in the like cybersecurity side of things, but also like the business side of things that I'm seeing with this AI, how you guys can utilize it, and also how it can take over your job. So let's go ahead and start out with this first video here.
AI is going to replace 92 million jobs. And everyone's like, don't worry about it. Just develop new skills. But there's a huge problem. So the big report that came out about this was basically there are 3 new skills that you have to master if you want to survive in the new job climate: carbon intelligence, virtual intelligence, and AI proficiency. Q, what do any of those mean? How do you measure those skills? I'm calling BS on this, guys. I think that there's going to be a huge talent gap and nobody's going to know how to fill it. So yeah, what skills? Beats me.
Okay, looks like she also doesn't know. But let me go to the middle part of this. He talks about like AI, and then there's like 2 other ones you're kind of going over. Let's see, big report, 3 new skills, in the master. Okay, and now let's see, carbon intelligence and virtual intelligence, and also what was the last one? The AI proficiency. Okay, so I'm assuming with the AI proficiency, man, I can't even pronounce that right. I'm assuming you talking about like just being able to utilize this AI in general, like in your day-to-day tasks. So maybe being able to like use ChatGPT for XYZ, using I'm just throwing out different names right now, but like using Google VO, XYZ, using Twitter's Grok, for XYZ, kind of just being able to like utilize different ones, using the Microsoft one to help you out with like emails, different stuff like that. So yeah, I think that one is going to be, important. I think having some type of AI proficiency. Oh my God, can I ever pronounce it? Proficiency. Oh my man, you know what? We're going to just call it AI Pro. So yeah, given that AI Pro, yeah, I think they're going to definitely be important for a lot of people, especially, with these jobs. I've heard a lot of people talking about AI not taking your job, or not AI not taking all their jobs, but people who know AI are going to be taking your jobs. So, okay, I understand that part. But the carbon intelligence, I'm not familiar with that. This is actually my first time hearing anything regarding that. And then the virtual intelligence. When I think of like virtual intelligence, or I guess when I think of virtualness in general, I kind of just think about putting on like the Meta Quest, putting on the PlayStation VR, being in like that type of virtualness. So I don't know if that, when she's talking about the virtual intelligence, applies to that, but you having that knowledge, I think would be good, just for the fact that we're getting more like AI and I guess virtual stuff kind of like fusing together with the eyeglasses from, I want to say, Ray-Bans. They're working with Meta, all these new like glasses pretty much that has like the camera, you can record, you can also ask it questions, and it's like an AI integrated within the glasses. So yeah, you being able to, utilize, I guess, your virtual intelligence in regards to AI, I think that would be a great, combo right there. But the carbon intelligence, I don't really know too much about. I really don't know too much about that. So guys, let me know in the comments if you guys know more about that carbon intelligence. Okay, now let's play this next video. The man right here, Yang, cool guy.
AI is going to
Let's put this full screen and let's go.
eat a lot of jobs. A new report came out today that said the type of tasks that AI can do is going to double every 7 months. You have to think bigger and act bigger about what to do about it. Things like universal basic income, creating caring and nurturing economy around human values. That's really the only way out. I enjoyed my friend Ezra Klein and Eric Thompson's recent book, Abundance. That's what we have to be going for. We have to go for abundance, or else AI is going to push us into scarcity.
Okay. Yeah, that's Andrew Yang. Actually thinking ahead again with the whole UBI. When he was talking about the UBI stuff, like no one was talking about with AI and it, taking over jobs and whatnot. I think the only people who were really talking about AI were like gamers, when you have the different AI against you, and some games have horrible AI where you're able to just dominate. And then some games have really good AI that kind of really feel like an actual human is playing against you. It can, interact with you very well. But yeah, he talks about the AI or the length of tasks the AIs can do it doubling every 7 months. I think that's going to increase again. Right now, he's saying 7 months, but I can see it going down. I mean, not increasing, but I can see it like decreasing. I can see it going down to like 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, doubling, exponentially. I can kind of see it growing. And if you just look at some of the tech that we're seeing right now with AI, like in terms of like the artwork and stuff, like it's just night and day. Like they have one with like Will Smith like eating spaghetti, and like I think a year or two ago, I mean, it looks okay, but you can like clearly tell it's AI. But now, it's 2025 and you got the Google VO able to do him eating it and actually making sounds. It's just crazy because again, a lot of this AI stuff, first it was like more just visual, imagery. Then you got the video side. Now you got the sounds side. The sounds are getting better. So it's like you're really getting like a full video with the AI. And that's just like a one little thing. Like the amount of different things that ChatGPT can do, the amount of things that I've used it for has just been crazy. I use it to help me out with finding episodes of certain shows. I've used it, help out with XYZ here, YouTube stuff, creating content for me, putting it like exact times I should put the content out, how to schedule it. Like it's crazy amount of different stuff you can, utilize it for. So yeah, like he's saying right now, it's showing like it doubling the amount of jobs it can do or tasks it can do every 7 months. It's going to decrease. It's going to decrease. It's going to become 6 months, 5 months, 4 months. It's going to increase rapidly. It's going to keep even more rapidly. So you kind of just be on the lookout for that for sure. Like any task you're doing right now, I would look to see how you can implement some type of AI to make it faster for yourself. For yourself. Now, next up, let's go ahead and play this next one.
If they are successful, what does that mean for human workers? Are they going to be looking at being automated out of a job, so to speak?
Yes and no. Anytime when there's a technology revolution happens, right, the humans that are doing the job are always displaced. From the big industrial revolution that happened, when the shop floors are all automated, a lot of humans lost jobs. Even here, you and me being both Massachusetts native. Remember the good old days? I'm dating ourselves here. We used to have people sitting on the toll booth.
Yes.
Used to go there. Used to be a bottleneck nightmare that you got to carry right change in your hand at the time. I remember having quarter rolls in my car all the time. And when that got automated, it's almost Massachusetts actually one of the states which is completely automated, the toll system, which means you don't see people sitting at the toll booths. What happened to those humans? Right? I don't want to get into the union debate and all that, but
Yeah.
essentially there were jobs lost.
Oh yeah, and that's a valid point with the toll booths. That's actually a very valid now. I remember toll booths like with people being in them, like with my parents and whatnot. But like by the time I was driving and stuff, yeah, over here too, it wasn't people out there, or maybe it may have been like maybe like one person, and the rest were like all automated, and then like that was like when I first started driving. Now, yeah, all I'm seeing is automated too, like everywhere. So when you hear people talk about like how new technology allows, like you hear some people say like, hey, when new technology comes, it may take some jobs, but then there'll be new jobs that can take over. And yeah, there will be new jobs. However, like the thing like of how it kind of works is that it's like, okay, let's say there's 100 jobs. The new technology comes in. Let's say let's say 50 new jobs come from that, but there's still like a emptiness of 50. So like 50 jobs are lost, but then 50 new jobs are gained. Maybe now like for the toll booth example, maybe there's like the engineers for the toll booth and XYZ for the toll booth, like more high level stuff. And there's just, removing another half. And like the higher up it goes, the more that the technology can take over. So like now with something like a, AI system, like for your company, for example, instead of it just like removing 50% of the people and then maybe making 50 new jobs, it's like taking over like 80%, 90%. So yeah, it did create 10 new jobs, but like you still have 90 empty ones that people aren't able to do, aren't able to like, have a job anymore, aren't able to use. So I'm kind of just seeing that a lot more, not just from the video, but just like in life in general with this AI. Like the amount it can take over for other people is crazy. And like again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like you just kind of just have to be aware of this and start ranking yourself up so that you aren't that person left behind. Like that's the biggest thing right now, just not being left behind. I know like in our company right now, like if we didn't have AI and different stuff and like, cybersecurity was like a big thing like 15, 20 years ago, like everywhere or whatever. I'm pretty sure I would have like freaking maybe 20 plus maybe teammates all doing the exact same thing I'm doing, but working on different things. But being able to utilize the AI, for example, or some of our systems, it helps out with a whole bunch of different alerts and helps tracks things that aren't as important that a human would have had to go through. It just saves us so much time. So like one person like myself can do the task of like 10 other people. So one person here is like 10 other people.
AI will replace healthcare workers within 3 years. I just got back from a medical AI conference, and one of the keynote speakers said something that really shook me. He said that AI is going to replace most of the healthcare workforce within 3 years. Not assist, not augment, replace. That includes doctors, nurses, physical therapists, respiratory therapists, support staff. The list goes on. Basically, AI will handle diagnostics, documentation, and all patient communication from scheduling to billing to medical records. I don't think healthcare providers will go away entirely, but medicine is going to look a lot different in the coming years. Hopefully, it'll be for the better. What do you think?
All right, I think that's a good one there too. Now, like that last part, I definitely agree with. Like, I don't see all healthcare providers, losing their job because I mean, you still need some people there, right? Check in on people in the hospital, take them to their rooms and different stuff. Somebody come in there for emergency and be able to, speak with them. You still have that very human aspect of it right there. But like with the scheduling and different stuff, I can definitely see that. Now, talking about this is crazy. My wife, she was talking about this like in her job. She does like the dental like assisting or whatnot. And yeah, she was talking about the AI there, how it's able to like look at the x-rays and color code everything to make it like easier for the patient to see. So like they can just show an x-ray and it can tell you like the issue. And I forgot she would give me an example of, but it color coded and then they can just show the patient like bam, bam, bam. So she was saying like it took her years, it takes them years to like learn all the different stuff looking at these x-rays. But now literally you can just take the x-ray and the AI, she said like instantly, pretty much instantly. It finds all the problems, finds all the issues, and then color codes it for you. So yeah, I can just imagine like if that instant and they're already doing that now, I can just imagine how it'll be later on. And I can definitely see that, dropping some people, healthcare providers and different stuff like that. If the teeth are that instant, I can just imagine some of the other stuff that he's able to see in that conference that I'm not even aware of right now. So yeah, it is coming fast. It is coming fast. And just when she was just like telling me about the tooth thing, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And it makes sense. Like not only how fast it is, but like the customer side of things, like how they're like, oh wow, okay, I can see XYZ. I can actually see the colors and it can just it can make it look very nice for everybody. So not only is it instant, but it can make it look very nice that not only the doctor understands, but also the patient can understand. So you may not necessarily have to have as much knowledge now because you can be like, you can take the x-ray, AI can find all the issues, highlight it all, and then you can present that to the client. So, it's just something to think about, something to definitely think about. And lastly, let's go ahead and play this one here. Let's see what he's talking about.
What jobs are the very first ones AI is going to take?
For a while, I thought it was software engineering. In the way it is today, I think is not going to be a thing because you already have things like Lovable and these other companies where you can generate a website or app just in like a few seconds. I think the important thing will be nuance and taste. You have to have that kind of knowledge to make it beyond just AI slop of build a website that can tell people their finances.
Right.
Consulting, 100%. All of those big consulting firms, I don't know how they are thinking about things internally, but doing research and creating a report and creating a PowerPoint deck is almost like the easiest thing you can do with AI, especially with OpenAI's newest model, O1 and then O3, where it is so good. And you can just like pass in everything about your business and the problem you're trying to solve, and it will give you like a pretty good one pager on like what you need to do to solve that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, a lot of the different stuff he was talking about, I'm familiar with. Like, for example, I'm actually going to do a video over this. It's a girl, I cannot think of her name at this time, but she was on one podcast, kind of just talking about different AI stuff. And then she was like actually showing it. Like, she used this to build up her company, end up building like this whole AI, I guess, style of companies where she helps out other companies with utilizing AI. And one of the things she did in the, I guess, presentation in that podcast was create a whole slide deck in like a few seconds. So the slide deck were like pretty much like a PowerPoint presentation, pretty much. She gave it like a prompt, like, hey, I'm looking for XYZ. And that was pretty much it. And it created like 10 pages for her, had the correct type of art, had the bullet points, all of that. And then from there, if you wanted to make any edits, you can. But showing it and actually going through it, it looked good just by itself. Like it looked like she didn't have to change anything. I guess you can change some stuff, obviously, but from just a few seconds just typing, being able to create that whole PowerPoint is crazy. Cause I remember back in school creating PowerPoints and I used to love creating PowerPoints, but it takes time and I used to have the effects at different points too. Shout out to all the teachers who allow you to express yourself in presentations like that. Cause I really have fun, just creating really good PowerPoints. And now being able to just do what I was doing faster just like that is crazy. Now, if I was salty, I would be, mad like, dang, this AI I learned, it took me all these years to learn PowerPoint and AI taking over. No, I can utilize that to make myself even better. I can utilize that I can create my framework. I want it in a second, and then I can play around with that to make it 100%. But let's just go back to the top point too, real quick. He talked about how he thought, I guess, he would be going for software engineers first. And now he don't really think that's going to be a thing at all because, yeah, it can code. AI can freaking code. I've done videos on my Cyberhawks channel where I was able to create the snake game without me coding anything using Python or telling the AI to use Python. I was able to create that game. And again, I did not use any of my coding skills at all. It was just purely the AI creating all of that. And it's getting better and better and better. I've also seen sites, I think it was Canva, I believe. I believe it was Canva. It could have been another site, but it was like Canva where you can use AI there, describe what type of website you want, I guess what type of menus and like the theme of it, and it will create it in like a minute or something like that, like pretty quick. Again, you're not doing any of the coding. It's doing all the coding itself. So I'm just telling you guys right now, you can either be sad or this is a great time for you to go ahead and start utilizing this right now. Start learning some of this stuff or get familiar with it. So, if your company looks like they may be laying out people, you can go ahead and show them some of your new AI skills and hopefully keep that job. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.